Okay, now we're going to do painting number 3. As you see, I've got my apple painted, all in the local colors. I did my glazing, I put in my background. I have my masking fluid here, I believe, still, for the highlights. If not, I'll just have to be careful with them. And I'm going to now put in my shadow. Now, the third painting is going to use a shadow color of the local color, which is red, and the shadow's right there. And I'm going to add some green to it. I have some Viridian, but certainly you can mix your own green. And I'm going to try to mix up a color that's gray. And depending on how good of a complement you have, it could go anywhere from brown to more blue. But here's a nice gray that we're going to use right there. It's pretty neutral. It may be a little too cool, that green, but at any rate, what I can also do is put a little bit of this green in there so I have just like a darker red. And what I might want to do is to lay down an area here, and you can see right here of just a darker red first, just so that there's a little bit of a step. So sometimes it's kind of hard to put that shadow color right in without at least darkening the red a little bit. And you can see I'm going to let the red, the darker shadow, looks like it comes down through here and stops. So now I'm going to get my dryer here, and I'm going to dry it out. You can see how that's gotten a step darker. You can see how that's gotten a step darker and more dull. Now I'm going to come in here with my shadow. I'm going to put it right through here, and you can see all of a sudden, boom, look how dark this got. But it's not totally opaque, so some of that red is going to show through. And I'm going to blend this out a little bit. I just put a little water in my brush and squeeze it out so I can blend it a little bit. I'm going to get a little bit more of this shadow color. And I'm going to find that there's a shadow right there. And there's a shadow inside here, like that. You can see how nice that shadow looks. I'm going to dry it off a bit. And I'm going to put another little layer of dark here. And see, I just don't want it to be that dark. Just in the middle there. So I get a little bit of a darker area. While that's drying, I'm going to mix up my shadow color for my cast shadow. And you can see, I'm going to get my stuff out of here, you can see that the shadow really ranges from a gray to like blue. I can see a little bit of the red there poking down, reflecting down. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my green, make a nice layer, a nice dark area here, like this. It's not going to be opaque. It's going to be transparent. So I'm going to come around here like this first and put this in, like this. And I'm going to put a little water on my brush to move this around a little bit, like so. A little bit more water on my brush, squeeze it out. So I blend this area over here, like this. And what I can do, right around here, it gets a little bit darker. So I'm just going to drop a little color right in there, just like that. And come along the side. And I'm going to shape this just a little bit more. I don't like what this looks like over here. There we go. A little bit of water on there. Have this come around the side, like this. Dry it. Now I don't like the way this dried, because to me it's just a little too dull. So what I like to do a lot is after I put my shadow in, I like to come in with some pure red and just go right on top of it so that this becomes more red rather than just dull. And so this is an example of glazing with warm and cool colors, because obviously this is warmer than the shadow color I put on there, and you see now it's jumped up a bit. Here we go. And that's done.